Hi everybody, welcome back to JL Aquatics. In this video, we're going to be finally finishing up this 6-gallon cube tank, which I'm super excited to do, and also heading over to an aquarium store to buy some fish for my tanks. So right now in this tank, there's plant and shrimp substrate, as well as some aquatic plants and some dragonstone. As you can see, it's also filtered, heated, and has a very good light on top. I went ahead and bought some dwarf hairgrass that I'm hoping will spread out throughout the tank pretty nicely, so that way it can cover more of the front of the aquarium. I also went ahead and grabbed some duckweed from a 29-gallon tank that I'm going to put in here just so I have a floating plant in it. I went ahead and drained this tank so that way I could add in the dwarf hairgrass. After I added in the dwarf hairgrass, I also put in another layer of top substrate, and then I put in some stones to divide the hairgrass and my other plants. I threw in these root tabs to have these plants thrive. I also threw in some liquid fertilizer as well. So this is the result before I added in the top substrate layer. It was really cloudy, but of course the filter would clear it up. Once the dwarf hairgrass was in, I finally got to throw in the duckweed as well. Duckweed grows pretty quickly, so I only put in a little bit so that way it had time to fill out the top of the tank. I used filter media as well as other tank waters so that way I could speed up the process of cycling this aquarium. And I finally added in that top layer of substrate. A couple weeks went by and I finally got to go to the Fish Bowl, which is an aquarium store in my local area. This was the first time I actually went to it. It has some super cool stuff like these silver arowana here, and it has some fully grown out Oscars. This was an indoor koi pond. These look like longfin koi, and it was also pretty sweet. They had a pretty huge betta selection as well, which was nice. This tank was super cool with the baby flower horn that was mixed with the Oscars. Finally, over here is the saltwater area. Huge variety of some stuff I haven't seen in person. This big old lionfish was sweet too. Here's the wall of Goldfish, and it had a super sweet 3D background that I loved. Here's this fully grown Oscar setup I was talking about, and also a fully grown Pleco in there, as you can see. Once I was out of the store, I decided on 2 fish. I ended up getting a Bristlenose Pleco. Watch my last video on how this came to be, but I still needed another bottom feeder for this tank no matter what. And I also bought this elephant ear betta fish for the 6-gallon cube. I added the Pleco into this tank, and it's been about a week since then, and it looks like he's been doing fine. I did some diet changes, and I'll show you what else I did to the tank in a minute. I think he's going to do really well. As you can see, he blends in super well with the substrate and the wood, so he's going to be an expert hider. I used an old cup from my other betta fish just to acclimate this guy, so ignore the stickers at the top. This betta is just really stressed out. He's not actually this white of a fish. You'll see his full colors here in a minute. I acclimated him, and once you see the shot of his actual true colors, it's super sweet. I let him into the tank, and then I turned off the light for a little bit. Here's the betta with the lights off, just so he can get used to his surroundings. I decided to go with a betta over something like a honey gourami or any nano fish. I just figured the Nanoscape was too delicate and too small for anything else besides betta and shrimp. I definitely want to get some shrimp for this tank too. As y'all know, this is my second current betta tank. My other one is my 3.5 gallon cylinder tank on my desk. And here he is with these colors back. He's not used to his reflection in the glass yet, so he was flaring at it, which is totally normal. But as you can see as he comes closer to the camera, just how sweet his colors are. Here's another shot of the Bristlenose Pleco and how he's doing in the tank. He literally blends in so well. And here's another shot of this betta flaring. On clear shelves above my 6-gallon tank, I put a couple fake potted plants, as well as a mason jar. I'm going to end up hopefully making a cool little terrarium design just to complement around the tank. Over here, I added in a sponge to block any entrances to the filter. I read up on how Bristlenose or like clown plecos will literally swim into the filter and just chill in there. So to avoid that from happening, I just put a sponge to block it. Going back to the 6-gallon tank, I threw in a moss ball just because bettas enjoy these. And here's the setup of the 6-gallon tank with the betta in it. Thanks for coming back to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next video, and thanks for watching.